She said, "I'm too big to carry life." But the human loved her anyway and changed everything. The war that humans never asked for, but would never forget. The sky over Talia 4 was calm, too calm. The morning mist floated above the bright green forests like silver smoke, and the human research team worked quietly near a crystal blue river. Birds chirped, water ran softly, nothing looked dangerous. But Captain Rhea Morgan felt something wrong in the air, like the world was holding its breath. She looked up. The sky was empty. No ships, no clouds, just silence. A silence that tasted like danger. Her hand moved to her wrist scanner. The device flashed red. Unknown energy, unknown source, unknown direction. Rhea's heart tightened. "Everyone stop," she said. "Something is coming." The others froze. They trusted her instinct. Rhea was famous for sensing trouble before anyone else. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. On the fourth second, the sky tore open. The first strike. A tear-shaped shadow appeared above the treetops. A massive warship dropping out of cloak. Not slowing, not warning, just appearing like a nightmare pulled from the void. It wasn't human, it wasn't friendly, and it wasn't alone. 6 smaller ships broke formation around the giant one, descending like metal vultures. Rhea whispered, "Varkhan Empire." The very name carried stories of cruelty, stories of planets burned, stories of species enslaved. The Varkhan believed strength was everything, and that humans had none. The giant warship pointed its cannons toward the peaceful forest. Rhea didn't wait. "Run!" The sky exploded. White fire shot down like spears, ripping the ground apart. Trees shattered. Rocks lifted. The river boiled from the heat. Humans ran in every direction while the forest turned into chaos. The Varkhan arrived. Through the smoke came the soldiers, tall, armored, 4 red eyes glowing like hot coals. The Varkhan weren't here to talk. They were here to take. One soldier grabbed a human scientist by the throat and threw him across the ground. Another fired energy nets that wrapped tightly around 2 more humans. The Varkhan commander stepped forward, twice the size of a normal soldier, armor covered in battle scars. He spread his arms. "Humans," he thundered, "kneel!" No human moved. Rhea stood tall, dirt on her face, breathing hard but steady. "We are a peaceful research team," she said. "We have no weapons, no threat." The commander laughed, a low metallic growl. "Your existence is a threat." He lifted his hand. Energy crackled. The last warning disappeared. "Capture them." Humans fight back. Even without weapons, humans resisted. They threw rocks, used tools, tackled aliens much larger than themselves. Humans fought with fear, but also with fire, with unity, with rage. A Varkhan soldier tried to grab Rhea from behind. She twisted, elbowed his neck, and shoved him into a tree. Another soldier fired a net at her. She dodged and rolled into the dirt. But there were too many. For every alien they slowed, 3 more arrived. One by one, her team fell, wrapped in glowing nets, dragged across the ground, kicked and beaten. Rhea saw her medic, her engineer, her botanist, all taken. The Varkhan commander finally approached her. "You fight well," he said, stepping over a fallen log, "but you are alone." Rhea spat blood to the side. "Humans are never alone." The commander slammed the stun baton against her ribs. Her body hit the ground hard. Everything went black. The cold prison Rhea woke to freezing metal beneath her cheek. She was inside a Varkhan's cell, gray walls, blue lights, heavy restraints on her wrists. Across the narrow cell, her team sat bruised and silent. The commander entered. His boots clanged on the metal floor. "Humans," he said with disgust, "are weak. You will learn your new place." Rhea slowly sat up. Her side burned from the hit, but her voice was steady. "You made a mistake." The commander tilted his head. "And what mistake is that?" "You touched my people." For the first time, the commander's red eyes narrowed. "What does that mean?" "Humans do not send armies. Humans do not fight wars." Rhea smiled faintly. "You don't know humans at all." The message that shocked the Varkhan. Before the commander could respond, every alarm on the ship activated at once. Well, well, well. Varkon officers ran past the cell, shouting in panic. Unknown warp signature! Ship approaching fast! It's human! The commander stiffened. That was impossible. Humans never arrived quickly. Humans never hunted kidnappers. Humans never risked open war. But as he looked out the observation window, the truth appeared. A dark, silent shape emerged from warp, sleek metal, powerful engines glowing white-hot. Its size dwarfed every Varkon ship in orbit. The Varkon scanners couldn't read its weapons, couldn't read its core, couldn't read anything. It was like scanning a ghost. On its hull, a name glowed bright, HSS Resolute Dawn. Rhea stood, her restraints glowing. That ship, she whispered, heard everything. The commander stepped back. It came for you? Rhea looked him in the eye. No, it came for us. Humans never leave their own. Outside, the human warship charged its cannons, and the Varkon Empire realized they had started a war. A war humans never asked for, but would absolutely finish. Humans don't leave their own. Behind the Galaxy learns what happens when you take humans prisoner. The Varkon warship shook violently as something massive hit its outer shields. Lights flickered. Panels cracked. Officers panicked. In the prison chamber, Captain Rhea Morgan stood tall, her breathing steady as chaos erupted outside. For the first time since her capture, hope flickered in her chest. Her people were here. The arrival of the Resolute Dawn. In the void outside, the human ship HSS Resolute Dawn did not move like any normal vessel. It didn't slow down. It didn't ask for permission to approach. It simply appeared, like a silent omen, its engines glowing with a strange white-blue energy no alien had ever recorded before. Inside the Varkon bridge, officers watched the human ship on their screens with disbelief. Commander, humans do not build ships like this. The Varkon commander snarled. Scan it! We are trying. The ship is blocking our systems. We cannot read their shields, or weapons, or crew. Another officer gasped as something terrifying appeared on the monitor. Commander, there's a message coming from the human ship. Play it, the commander growled. The screen flickered. A calm human voice spoke, steady like stone. This is Fleet Captain Orion Kane. You have our people. Release them and stand down. The voice wasn't angry. It wasn't loud. It was worse. It was controlled. The kind of calm you hear before a storm destroys everything. The Varkon reaction. The Varkon commander's eyes blazed with rage. Fire all forward cannons! The warship unleashed a wave of red plasma fire, and the humans didn't move. The Resolute Dawn let the plasma hit, but instead of burning, the human ship absorbed it like water hitting a stone. The alien bridge crew stared in horror. It's not Varkon, not Orthan, not any species we know. The commander cut him off. No ship can withstand that blast. But clearly one could, and it belonged to humans. Inside the cell, the explosion shook the prison cell walls. Dust fell from the ceiling. Rhea kept her team close, shielding the youngest scientist with her body. One of her crew, Jax, whispered, Captain, they came. They really came. Rhea nodded, her voice full of fierce pride. Humans never leave their own. Not ever. A deep boom echoed down the hallway, closer this time. Heavy doors were being torn apart one by one. The Varkon soldiers outside prepared their rifles, forming a defensive line. But even they looked uncertain. The sound came again, metal screaming. Boom, boom. Then the cell door's lock glowed bright red and melted. It didn't break. It didn't explode. It simply melted like wax under a flame. The Varkon soldiers stepped back, terrified. The human strike team arrives. From the smoke stepped 5 humans in sleek black armor and glowing white visors. Their movements were silent, perfect, almost ghost-like. No wasted motion, no fear. At the front was Lieutenant Soren Vale, the fastest close combat specialist in the fleet. His voice echoed through the helmet. Captain Rhea, we are here for exfil. Rhea's throat tightened. You came in person? Of course, Soren said. Command doesn't leave family behind. The human strike team responded instantly. They didn't dodge. They didn't run. They simply shifted, stepping side to side with impossible precision. Their armor absorbed hits that should have killed them, and then they attacked. Human weapons fired blue streaks of compressed energy, silent, deadly. Every shot hit exactly where it needed to. Varkon armor cracked. Soldiers fell. The fight lasted 8 seconds. Not a single human was touched. Rhea stared. Even she hadn't seen the strike team move like this before. "What upgrades are those?" she asked Soren as he cut her restraints. Soren's visor flickered. "New tech, human-only prototype, classified, but it works." Rhea laughed once, bitter and proud. "Everything humans build works better when someone threatens us." The commander's rage. On the bridge, the Varkon commander watched his soldiers fall on camera. His claws dug into the console. "These creatures, they are not the humans we studied." Another officer yelled, "Sir, the human ship is charging something." "What weapon?" "We don't know." The commander slammed his fist. "How can you not know?" "Because no species has ever used." The officer stopped, eyes wide. "Sir, the human ship is locking onto our engines." "Raise the shields." "We did. It's still locking on." The commander's 4 red eyes widened in fear. The human message. A new message came through. This time the voice was colder. "This is your final warning. Return our people. Stand down." The Varkon commander trembled, not from fear of death, but fear of something worse, losing to humans. The escape back in the prison deck, Soren guided the rescued team through shattered doorways and smoking corridors. Alarms blared. Red lights flashed. The ship tilted as more hits struck the hull. Rhea ran beside him. "What is the plan?" "Simple," Soren said. "We take you home." They reached the extraction bay, a torn-open hangar where emergency shields flickered against the vacuum. The Resolute Dawn floated outside, weapons glowing like blue stars. A walkway extended toward them. "Run!" Soren ordered. The humans sprinted across the unstable platform as the Varkon ship shook violently. Chunks of metal fell. Fire burst from vents. The corridor behind them collapsed. They made it into the ship. The walkway disconnected. The hatch closed. Rhea fell to her knees as the Resolute Dawn jumped into hyperspace, carrying them away. She whispered, "You saved us." Soren removed his helmet, revealing a sharp, calm face. "No," he said softly. "You were never lost." The Varkon realization. Back on the damaged Varkon warship, the commander stared at empty space where the human ship vanished. His officer whispered in horror, "Commander, what are humans?" The commander swallowed hard. "Something we never understood, and something we should never have touched. The hidden strength of humans. When aliens finally study humans, they learn something terrifying." The Varkon flagship floated in silence. Smoke drifted through the hallways. Broken screens sparked. Officers stared at damaged consoles, whispering in fear. No one had ever seen a species fight like the humans did during the rescue. No fear, no hesitation, no retreat. The Varkon commander walked to the strategy chamber, his heavy boots echoing. His 4 red eyes were dark with anger, and something new, uncertainty. Inside the chamber, scientists and war analysts waited, trembling. They had assembled every record they could find about humans. Something wasn't adding up, and they all felt it. The commander slammed his hands on the table. "Explain," he growled. "How did humans do this? How did a small species overpower us?" The scientists exchanged worried looks. One finally stepped forward. Alex, the Empire's top xenobiologist. "Commander," she said softly, "we underestimated humans. We misunderstood everything about them. The first discovery, humans are built wrong." In a dangerous way, Alex activated the holographic screen. A human body appeared, rotating slowly. "This," she said, "is not a normal biological creature." The commander scoffed. "It looks weak." "That is the first mistake," Alex replied. "Humans look weak, but their biology is absurd." She highlighted the bones. "Their bones contain calcium patterns that repair after heavy damage. Most species cannot heal from deep fractures. Humans heal while still moving." She zoomed into human muscles. And these muscle fibers, she continued, they get stronger after injury. Pain does not weaken them. Pain trains them. The room fell silent. Humans didn't just heal. Humans grew stronger because of pain. The commander clenched his jaw. Impossible, Alex replied. Sir, that is only the beginning. The second discovery, humans are emotionally dangerous. The next hologram showed the human brain glowing bright. Humans are emotional creatures, Alex said. Every alien species knows that. We thought it made them weak. She looked at the commander. We were wrong. She highlighted the human amygdala, the emotional center. When humans feel fear or anger, their bodies release chemicals that boost strength, focus, and willpower. Instead of freezing, they fight harder. Another scientist added, during the rescue, the strike team showed no hesitation. That means they were using something humans call adrenaline. It makes them faster, stronger, and unpredictable, Alex finished. The commander stared at the hologram with growing dread. They become more dangerous when afraid? Alex nodded. Yes, Commander. Fear makes them powerful. The third discovery, humans adapt too fast. Another hologram flickered on, showing human environments, snow, deserts, mountains, oceans, storms. Humans evolved on a death planet, Alex explained. Lightning storms, extreme heat, ice ages, predators, diseases. Humans survived all of it. She switched to scenes of humans walking on alien planets, swimming in toxic waters with suits, climbing cliffs. No species adapts faster, she said. 2 days on a new planet, and they already learn how to survive. Give them a challenge, they adapt. Give them a threat, they respond. The commander crossed his arms. So they are adaptable. That still doesn't explain their attack on us. Oh, but it does, Alex said. The truth, humans are cooperative predators. A final hologram appeared, an image of early humans, hunting. Humans are predators, she said, but not like others. They hunt together. They share tactics. They protect their own. Their whole species is built around cooperation. She turned off the hologram and faced the commander directly. Commander, humans are dangerous because they fight for each other. When one is taken, all of them respond. The war analyst murmured, horrified. That ship that attacked us? Alex said. It wasn't an army. It was a rescue team, and they still defeated half our fleet. Meanwhile, on the Resolute Dawn inside the human warship, Captain Rhea Morgan finally walked into the medical bay. Her team was recovering, bruised but alive. Fleet Captain Orion Kane stood beside her. You gave us one hell of a scare, he said. Rhea smiled. You arrived fast. Kane crossed his arms. Faster than we should have. Do you know why? She shook her head. Kane tapped a console, showing a blinking red alert. The moment you were captured, every ship within 20 systems picked up your distress call. Humans reacted instantly. Every captain changed course. Every fleet prepared for conflict. Rhea felt warmth in her chest. Because we don't abandon our own, she said. Exactly, Kane replied. The Varkon thought you were isolated. They didn't understand something simple. He leaned closer. Humans are not a collection of planets. We are one tribe, and tribes protect their people. Back to the Varkon Council, the Varkon commander stood silent as the scientists finished their report. So, he said slowly, what you are telling me is... Alex nodded. Yes, Commander. Humans are not weak. They are the most adaptive, loyal, emotionally driven fighters the galaxy has ever seen. The commander growled. And they are angry with us. Very, Alex whispered. The lights dimmed as she delivered the final truth. Commander, if humans unite, no empire can stop them. The chamber went silent. Because at last the Varkon Empire understood. Human strength is not muscle, not weapons, not ships. Human strength is their heart, and the galaxy had just provoked it. The battle no one expected, the Varkon Empire prepares for war and learns humans don't fight like anyone else. The Varkon Empire was not used to fear. They were conquerors, planet burners, an empire built on intimidation. When other species saw their warships, they surrendered. When they heard the name Varkon, They hid their children underground. But this time, the fear came from a different direction. It came from humans. The Varkon war fleet assembles hours after losing their prisoners. The Varkon Empire deployed a full battle fleet to hunt the human ship. 50 armored cruisers, 20 destroyers, and one colossal dreadnought shaped like a floating fortress. The commanders gathered on the bridge of the dreadnought, the air thick with stress. "We cannot let humans escape," one officer hissed. "If we show weakness, other species will turn against us." Another officer trembled. But humans fought like machines, like something beyond biological. The commander slammed his fist down. That was a rescue team. 5 humans. 5. And they cut through our soldiers in seconds. Imagine what their army can do. Silence. No one wanted to imagine that. Still, the fleet prepared for battle. They activated shields, charged plasma cannons, loaded antimatter torpedoes. Every Varkon ship pointed its weapons toward a single target, the human warship, the Resolute Dawn. Inside the human ship, Captain Rhea Morgan stood with Fleet Captain Orion Kane in the command center. Around them, holographic screens displayed the enemy fleet, blinking red dots, spreading across the starfield. One scientist choked on his words. That's their full battle formation." Kane nodded. "Yes, they're preparing for war." Rhea looked at the screens calmly. "They're expecting us to run." Kane smiled faintly. "We're not running." He stepped to the center console and placed his hand on the ship's neural interface, the living core that connected ship and captain. "Dawn," he said softly, "prepare for combat." The lights dimmed. The engines hummed. The ship itself seemed to breathe. The Resolute Dawn was not just metal. It was not just technology. It was human will, forged into a blade. The battle begins. When the Varkon fleet finally located the human ship, they expected fear, a retreat, a surrender, anything. Instead, they saw something insane. The human ship flew toward them, at full speed, straight at the center of the fleet. The Varkon commander shouted, "Fire everything, now!" Hundreds of red plasma bolts lit up the darkness like a storm of fire. The human ship didn't dodge. It flowed. It bent sideways like water, sliding between blasts with movements no starship should be able to make. Its white engines pulsed softly, leaving trails of burning blue light. "Track its path!" the commander screamed. "We can't! It's too fast!" The first Varkon destroyer fired a torpedo. The Dawn tilted, just a whisper of movement, and the torpedo passed harmlessly beneath it. Then the human ship responded. One shot, just one. A blue pulse left the Dawn's cannon. Silent, precise, clean. It hit the destroyer. The destroyer vanished, not exploded, not shattered. It simply ceased, wiped out, erased from existence by a weapon the Varkon had no name for. The bridge crew froze. "What? What was that?" an officer whispered. The commander's mouth went dry. "A human warning." The humans strike. The Varkon fleet panicked. They fired wildly, desperate to hit something, anything. But the human ship danced through the chaos, cutting through the formation like a blade through silk. 2 more Varkon cruisers fell, then 3, then 7. Each time a single blue pulse. No wasted motion, no sound, no mercy. The Varkon commander felt his throat close. "This can't be happening," he whispered. "Humans cannot have this power." But they did, and they were not even using full strength. A boarding the galaxy had never seen then. The human ship slowed, not because it was tired, because it was ready. Rhea stepped forward. "Sending strike team?" Kane nodded. "They want to end this fast." A hatch opened, revealing Soren Vale and the armored strike team again. Their new armor gleamed with bright lines of energy, human prototypes never tested before. Soren smiled behind the helmet. "Time to say hello?" They launched toward the nearest Varkon cruiser, small shapes against an enormous warship. The Varkon gunners laughed. "Tiny boarding pods? Destroy them!" But the pods didn't fly straight. They zigzagged, curved, spun, impossible to aim at. Then the pods opened in flight, mid-air, releasing the strike team in free motion. Humans flew through space with thruster packs, landing on the cruiser's hull with magnetic boots. Aliens watched in horror as the humans cut through the hull like it was paper and entered the ship. Inside, Varkon soldiers prepared a wall of guns. The humans walked through them like shadows. Every shot was dodged. Every target was hit. Every movement perfect. The Varkon who survived told legends later, they didn't fight like soldiers. They fought like inevitability. The unexpected ending. After only 12 minutes, the entire Varkon fleet was crippled. Engines offline. Weapons drained. Crews surrendering. The human ship broadcast one final message. We did not come for war, but if you force us to fight, we finish what we start. The commander lowered his head in defeat. No war had ever ended this fast. No species had ever fought like this. The galaxy would never forget the day they learned. Humans don't fight to win. Humans fight to protect. And nothing survives when humans protect. Why humans always survive? The galaxy discovers the one thing more dangerous than human strength. Human loyalty. The Varkon fleet drifted in ruins. The battlefield was silent now. Broken cruisers, floating debris, and sparks crackling through the dark. The resolute Dawn hovered in the center like a lone guardian, its engines glowing white-blue. Inside the human ship, Captain Rhea Morgan walked through the quiet hallways. The walls hummed with energy. Medical teams rushed past her, treating injured survivors, collecting data, analyzing every detail. But Rhea wasn't headed to the medical bay. She was headed to the bridge. She needed answers. She needed to know how humans pulled off this impossible victory. The fear in the galaxy. Across dozens of alien communications networks, messages began to spread fast. Humans defeated a Varkon battle fleet. One ship against an armada. How did they do it? Some aliens believed it instantly. Others refused to believe it at all. But the story was spreading like wildfire. The human race, once mocked for being emotional, fragile, and unpredictable, had done the impossible. And the galaxy felt something it had never felt toward humans. Fear. On the bridge of the Dawn fleet, Captain Orion Kane stood staring at a hologram of the destroyed battlefield. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. A man who had seen too much, survived too much, and carried ghosts no one else could see. Rhea stepped beside him. "You knew this would happen," she said. "You knew the Varkon couldn't break us." Kane didn't answer immediately. Instead, he zoomed in on the hologram. Images of humans holding defensive formations, protecting each other during the rescue, refusing to fall back. Then he spoke softly. "Do you know why humans survived Earth when so many species would have gone extinct?" Rhea looked at him. "Tell me." Kane turned his eyes toward the stars. "Because humans learned to survive together." The ancient truth. He tapped the console, opening a historical hologram, scenes from human evolution on Earth. Freezing snowstorms, burning deserts, floods, lightning, predators waiting in the dark. "Earth tried to kill us every day," Kane said, "but humans didn't change planets. They changed themselves." Then the lights dimmed slightly. An incoming transmission. Soren Vale, the strike team leader, appeared on the screen. "Captain, we've reviewed the enemy's battle logs. Their soldiers were confused. They were expecting us to break, to surrender." He paused. "They don't understand us at all." Rhea leaned closer. "What did they say after the battle?" Soren's expression tightened. "They said humans aren't fighters. They're storms." Why humans always survive. Kane folded his hands behind his back. "There's a reason no species has ever wiped us out," he said. "Not nature, not war, not famine, not extinction events." He pointed at the hollow screen showing rescued humans safe and alive. "Because humans refuse to die quietly." He listed them off. When humans fall, they get back up. When humans are threatened, they unite. When humans love, they love fiercely. When humans protect, they become unstoppable. Rhea nodded slowly. "And when humans lose someone," she whispered, "they come back stronger." That was the secret, not muscle, not weapons, not genetics. Human survival was built on emotion. the very thing aliens thought made them weak. One last message to the galaxy. Kane opened a private channel, one that would spread across the galaxy. He spoke clearly, calmly, letting the universe hear every word. Humans don't start wars, but if you hurt our people, we will end them. He closed the channel, finalizing the message that would echo from one star system to another. Rhea stood beside him, the stars reflecting in her eyes. This isn't the end. No, Kane said. This is only the beginning. The galaxy finally knows who we are. And somewhere across the universe, every species felt a chill, because they had learned the truth. Humans always survive, because humans never stand alone. They warning, when humans speak, the galaxy listens and remembers. The galaxy did not sleep. Every communication channel buzzed. Every news network screamed headlines. Every empire argued behind closed doors. The defeat of the Varkon fleet by a single human ship shattered the balance of power. Some species cheered, some panicked, some denied the reports. But every leader in the known universe waited for one thing: the human response. Would humans stay quiet? Would they demand revenge? Or would they begin a war bigger than the stars? The answer came sooner than anyone expected. The Council summons humanity. In a floating station above the gas giant Ras-12, the Interstellar Council prepared an emergency session, a colossal chamber of hovering platforms, glowing banners, and thousands of eyes, all turned toward the center. The Varkon delegation arrived first, carrying shame like a heavy cloak. Other species glared at them. How had the mighty Varkon lost so badly? The Varkon commander hissed, "Do not look at me. Blame the humans. They fight like demons." But the room fell silent when the human delegation entered. They walked calmly. No armor, no weapons. Just simple uniforms with the blue and white Terran emblem. A hand reaching toward a rising star. At their front stood Fleet Captain Orion Kane and Captain Rhea Morgan. Together, the pair radiated something stronger than intimidation. Confidence without arrogance. Calm without weakness. Power without threat. It made the entire chamber uneasy. The accusations begin. The Varkon commander rose first, shouting across the chamber, "Humans attacked our fleet. Humans destroyed our ships. Humans—" Kane raised a hand. The commander fell silent, not by force, but by presence. Kane's voice was quiet, but carried across every platform. "Your fleet kidnapped our citizens. You attacked a peaceful team. You fired first." Rhea stepped beside him, eyes sharp. "And humans defend their own. Always." The council murmured. Some species nodded. Others recoiled. The Varkon commander trembled with fury. "You think your loyalty makes you strong?" he spat. "It makes you reckless." Kane's gaze hardened. "Reckless is attacking humans and expecting us not to respond." The warning begins. The council chair, an ancient crystalline being, asked, "Fleet Captain Kane, what do humans want?" Kane stepped to the center podium. The entire chamber leaned forward. Rhea placed a data core on the hologram table. It activated, showing recordings of the rescue, the battle, and the Varkon cruelty. Then Kane spoke the words the galaxy would never forget. "We are not here for war. We are here for truth." He paused, letting the silence breathe. "For centuries, you all believed humans were weak, soft, emotional, too fragile for real conflict." He raised his head. "You were wrong," gasps echoed. "What humans truly are." Rhea took the podium next. "Humans didn't survive because we were the strongest. We survived because we helped each other." She showed holograms of humans saving civilians during disasters, defending villages, forming rescue lines in floods. "When we are threatened," she said, "we do not scatter. We gather." "When one human is hurt," Kane added, "we feel it in every colony." "And when one of us is taken," Rhea said, "we all return." The chamber trembled with whispers. No species reacted with such unity. No species turned rescue into war-winning strategy. No species loved this fiercely, only humans. The actual warning. Kane looked at the Varkon counselor. Your empire broke a rule older than the stars. The commander frowned. What rule? Rhea stepped forward. Do not touch a human. Her voice was low, deadly. Kane continued. We don't start wars, we avoid them. We prefer peace. But if you try to harm us, he pointed to the hologram of the destroyed fleet. We end things quickly. The Varkon commander shook with rage, but also fear. The human warning had been delivered not with threats, but with certainty. A choice for the galaxy. The council chair finally spoke. Humanity has shown restraint. The Varkon Empire must answer for its actions. But humans, what are your demands? Kane's answer shocked everyone. We demand nothing. The chamber erupted. The Varkon stared in disbelief. Rhea clarified. We are not conquerors. We are not tyrants. We don't want your planets. We want only one thing. She lifted her hand. Respect. And distance. Kane finished it. Leave us alone, and you will never see human anger again. The final words. Kane leaned into the microphone, voice steady as stone. But if you ever threaten our people, we will come for you, and nothing will save you. The chamber froze. The crystalline council chair spoke softly. Let this session be recorded. Let the galaxy hear the human warning, and let every empire remember. Humans protect their own. Rhea turned, her final sentence echoing like thunder. We are peaceful until you force us not to be. Across the stars on distant planets, alien children whispered the words. On warships, commanders replayed the message. On criminal worlds, smugglers changed their routes. On conquered worlds, rebels smiled in hope. Because now the galaxy knew, humans were not prey, not victims, not weak. Humans were a force, a storm, a warning written in fire. Touch one human and face them all. The lesson the galaxy learned. The galaxy thought it understood humans, until the day it truly saw them. The interstellar council chamber emptied slowly, like a storm pulling back from a ruined shore. The Varkon delegation slunk away with lowered heads. Other species whispered as the human representatives passed, some in awe, some in fear, some in quiet respect. But the message was out, broadcast across every star, heard in every language. Do not touch humans. And the galaxy changed. Across the stars, reactions. Begin on the desert world of Wrath's boundary, miners stopped their machines to watch the broadcast. One grizzled alien nodded slowly and muttered, Humans, they fight like fire. In the underwater cities of Kelria, the kelp farmers replayed the humans' declaration in disbelief. They didn't threaten war, a merfolk whispered. They only warned us to stay away. That is not weakness. That is strength. In the icy moon prisons of Xanthus, rebels secretly cheered. If humans can stand up to the Varkon Empire, they said, maybe we can too. Somewhere, far from any government, a child from a small, peaceful species whispered, I want to be brave like a human. The galaxy had watched humans before, but now for the first time, the galaxy saw them. Back on the Resolute Dawn, the human crew finally allowed themselves to rest. The medical bay hummed softly. The engineering decks glowed with warm light. The rescued scientists, a little bruised, a little shaken, laughed together for the first time in days. Rhea Morgan walked through the ship like someone carrying both victory and memory. She found Fleet Captain Orion Kane standing alone by the main viewport. The ship drifted above a golden nebula, light dancing like living fire. Rhea stepped beside him. It's over? Kane didn't answer immediately. At last he exhaled. No, it's changed, that's all. Rhea nodded. The galaxy fears us now. Kane gave a small smile. Good. Fear is honest. A quiet moment of truth. The two captains watched the nebula swirl. Do you think we scared them too much? Rhea asked. Kane shook his head. No, humans are not known for cruelty. The galaxy needed a reminder. They needed to know we aren't prey. He turned to her, eyes calm. You showed them that. Rhea lowered her gaze. I just protected my team. And that, Kane said, is exactly why we won. The Varkon fallout. Meanwhile, the Varkon Empire faced chaos. Their people demanded answers. Their soldiers whispered about humans in terrified voices. The footage of the human strike team, their precision, their fearlessness, played on Varkon news channels like a nightmare repeating itself. Some wanted revenge. Others wanted peace. But deep inside the empire, fear grew like poison. One Varkon general said quietly, "If humans unite, no empire can stand against them." Even their rulers knew this was true. The humans had shown only a fraction of their strength, and that was enough to break a fleet. Legends begin to grow. In the weeks that followed, the story spread. Not the official report, not the political speech, not the council session, but the legend. Children whispered it. Humans walk in storms. Merchants repeated it. Humans protect their own. Soldiers warned it. Do not strike a human. You strike a family. Some species feared humans more, but many admired them. Because humans didn't conquer. They didn't demand tribute. They didn't enslave worlds. They just defended each other with a loyalty the galaxy had never seen. A new beginning. On the resolute dawn, the alarms were silent. The engines hummed gently. The crew gathered in the observation deck as Captain Kane activated the final broadcast. A message not of war, not of power, but of truth. A message meant for the entire galaxy. Kane spoke first. Humanity does not seek enemies. We seek peace. Rhea stepped forward. But if peace is threatened, we stand together. Kane added, and if one of us is taken, we all rise. Rhea finished the message with quiet strength. Remember this, humans have many flaws, but fear will never stop us. Pain will never break us, and if you harm our people, we will return. She paused, letting her words cut through the stars. Because we are human, and we survive. The broadcast ended. Silence filled the deck, then soft applause, then louder. The entire crew stood, soldiers, scientists, engineers, united in pride. The lesson the galaxy learned months later, historians would say, that was the day humanity stopped being underestimated. Military analysts would mark the date as the turning point of interstellar power, and children across the galaxy would learn the final lesson. Humans are not feared because they are strong. They are feared because they refuse to leave anyone behind. In the shadow of the nebula, the resolute dawn turned toward home. Rhea Morgan placed her hand on the window. Let them fear, she whispered. Let them remember. Kane nodded. The galaxy now knows the truth. As the ship entered hyperspace, the stars stretched into light, and the final message echoed across the universe. Humans don't start wars, humans end them. And that was the lesson the galaxy learned. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.